Throughout history, there have been Rangers who appeared only once. That's right, Rangers who showed up to save the day and were never seen on screen again. Some were legendary, others funny, some heroic, and others mysterious. But they all share one thing in common. Their single appearances became treasures for us fans. In this video, I'm going to show you all 16 rare Rangers who appeared just once and never returned. And if you want more videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you'll always get the newest content. Rui Adogawa, the first character on our list, appears in episode 39 of Hikari Sentai Mask Man from 1987. In this season, there is an underground villainous organization whose goal is to conquer the surface. In that specific episode, this group, known as the Underground Empire Tube, unleashes a monster called Magma Dogler and sends it to attack the Mask Man team. The villain's attack was going well, as the heroes were clearly at a disadvantage, until suddenly, a mysterious Green Ranger appeared. He managed to help the team, drive the enemies away, and then vanished without leaving any trace. When the heroes reported what happened to Commander Sugata, he immediately recognized who it was. The commander explained that this was Rui Adogawa, better known as X1 Mask, the very first Mask Man. Many years earlier, Sugata had met Ryo, a young man full of energy and courage, and decided to train him. However, not long after becoming X1 Mask, Ryo and his girlfriend were attacked by the underground villains. In that confrontation, his girlfriend was killed. Traumatized by this tragedy, Ryo came to believe he wasn't worthy of being a hero, since he couldn't protect the person he loved most. Because of that, he abandoned the life of the Green Ranger. In episode 39, Ryo returned to join the Mask Man in their fight against the enemies. During the battle, he sacrificed his powers to take on Magma Dogler. Holding an energy sphere together with the monster, he triggered an explosion strong enough to take it down. However, the attack wasn't enough to destroy the creature, and the extreme effort caused Ryo to permanently lose the ability to transform into X1 Mask. After the battle, he said goodbye to the heroes and revealed that he had finally found a new purpose in life, becoming a martial arts trainer for children, teaching them values such as honor and justice. That was his first and only appearance. Power Rangers SPD is considered one of the best seasons of the franchise, featuring a strong cast and many memorable original scenes. But in this video, we're going to talk about Lisa Teagle, a character who appears in the Japanese original season, more specifically in episode 40. She is introduced as a commander of the Special Division Tokyo, hailing from the planet Lumiere, with rank and authority even higher than the Deka Rangers of Earth. Her role is to maintain order and train agents. Her story begins when an unusual threat emerges on Earth, an alien criminal with fire-based powers whose actions demand direct attention from high-ranking officials. Lisa is sent to the planet not only to contain this threat, but also to evaluate and, if necessary, recall Agent Tetsu, whom she had personally trained in the past. On Earth, however, Tetsu had begun to show strong emotional bonds that clashed with her strict and methodical approach. Upon her arrival, Lisa observes the Earth team and criticizes her former student's emotional attachment. Her initially cold, efficiency-driven attitude stands in sharp contrast to the more human approach of the local squad. Still, the mission pushes her into direct confrontation with danger. During the battle against the fire-wielding enemy, she reveals herself as a complete combat operative by activating her device and transforming into the warrior known as Deka Bright. In combat, Deka Bright showcases powerful offensive techniques and finishing moves that highlight her elite-level training, attacks described in official sources as devastating strikes capable of ending fights quickly. She plays a decisive role in neutralizing the fiery threat. But her intervention is not just about brute strength. By witnessing the courage and fighting style of the Earth Deka Rangers, Lisa comes to recognize the value of the human attachment she had previously criticized. Because of this, she ultimately decides not to take Tetsu back for reconditioning. After the mission's conclusion, her role ends there. Lisa fulfills her duty, restores order, and returns to her position within the Tokyo Division. Her appearance remains limited to this single episode, serving as both an authority figure and a test for the team's behavior, while also acting as the catalyst for a conflict that required high-level intervention. In summary, Deka Bright is a one-time character, who resolves a dangerous conflict with elite techniques, providing the episode with a fast and authoritative resolution to the crisis. Still within Deka Ranger, let's talk about Mary, a character who managed to capture the fans' attention despite having only a few minutes of screen time. Mary appears exclusively in the 2004 movie. She first shows up as a mysterious singer in a nightclub, an enchanting presence that immediately draws the protagonist's attention. But little by little, the story reveals that she's not just a performer. Mary is actually an SPD officer from the planet Leslie, infiltrated to investigate a crisis affecting her people. In other words, she's not a simple supporting character, she's a space police officer with resources, secrets, and a real role in the galactic struggle. The moment that earned her a place in Sentai history happens when Mary activates her device and transforms into Deka Gold, the very first gold-colored ranger in Super Sentai history and one of the rare female characters to ever receive the symbolic color. The scene is pure spectacle, dual weapons, a glamorous stance, and the shining gold aesthetic that makes her stand out immediately. But there are two key reasons why Deka Gold became a legend among fans. First, her transformation is extremely brief, practically just a flash. And second, she's taken down almost instantly. Mary is shot, her SP license malfunctions, and she loses her ranger form. In other words, the audience got a glimpse of something that could have been massive, Deka Gold in full action, but it was cut short so quickly that it left behind a lingering sense of what could have been. And that's exactly the charm and curiosity surrounding rangers who appear only once. Now we move on to another Deka Ranger movie, this time titled Tokusou Sentai Deka Ranger with Tombo Ogre. In this special, we're introduced to Tenheritsuki, a new recruit of the Earth Division of SPD who possesses an unusual ability. She has precognitive dreams that allow her to foresee events, not with full accuracy, but enough to warn the team about upcoming dangers or possible situations. This ability is the defining trait of her role throughout the entire special. We see that she wears the same uniform as Deka Pink from the series, who also appears in the movie. In other words, we actually have two Pink Rangers here. As for Tenheritsuki, her introduction comes during an incident where Tombo Ogre, the Blue Ranger from another Super Sentai season, accidentally ends up in the Deka Rangers universe. Already working at the Earth base, Ten shares with her teammates one of her dream visions, vague yet important information that becomes relevant to how events unfold. Throughout the special, Ten acts more as a psychic support and a connecting character than as a frontline fighter. Her usefulness lies in sensing possible futures and warning the others, helping the team make decisions during moments of confusion and while Tombo Ogre is still disoriented. This type of contribution makes it clear that the production designed her specifically as a narrative reinforcement for the short story told in the special. That said, we also do see moments of her in action, donning her ranger suit and fighting when necessary. In terms of screen presence, Ten doesn't replace the established Deka Rangers, nor alter the dynamic of the main team. Her role is temporary and tied directly to the special's plot, supporting, interacting with the protagonists, and offering an explanation for the strange events caused by Tombo Ogre's arrival. Once the conflict is resolved, her participation ends without any continuation in regular episodes, remaining exclusive to this direct release. The season that inspired Power Rangers Samurai was the 33rd Super Sentai season. Released in 2009, its story embraces a feudal Japanese theme and shows us a war between humans and creatures known as Geidoshu, beings that rise from the depths of the underworld to spread terror on the surface. But also in 2009, this season received a movie. It was in this film that we were introduced to Retszudo Shiba, the very first leader of the Shiba family to take on the mantle of Shinken Red. Centuries before the main events of the series, Retszudo faced one of the greatest threats humanity had ever known, an extremely powerful monster who sought to open a passage between the human world and the realm of evil spirits. The battle was fierce, and Retszudo, drawing on both his samurai technique and spiritual energy, managed to defeat the creature. However, the threat wasn't completely destroyed. To ensure that future generations could deal with this evil if it ever returned, Retszudo sealed away the monster and created a special artifact, the Secret Disc, which held instructions on how to unlock a hidden power strong enough to face such danger. In the movie, this legacy of Retszudo becomes essential. The enemy he once defeated is freed from its seal and returns stronger than ever, threatening all of Japan. The current Shinkengers,
led by the new generation's Shinken Red, discover the disc left behind by Retszudo and realize that his inheritance wasn't just a relic of the past, but a guide to victory in the present. The message left by the first Shinken Red explains how to awaken the Infinity Mode, a supreme form of power that enhances the Red Ranger's strength and techniques. By following the instructions of his ancestor, the present Shinken Red unlocks this form, inheriting not only the weapons and energy, but also the spirit of determination carried by Retszudo. In this way, Retszudo Shiba is a character who appears only in this film, yet his importance is immense.
Tenkai is a character who appears only in the special Ninpu Sentai Hurrikanger 10 years after. He is introduced as a young ninja found unconscious by Yunoske, one of the former Hurrikangers, back when he was still a boy. From that point on, Tenkai begins following Yunoske in his adventures, refusing hospitals or any kind of normal care. Over time, Tenkai demonstrates unusual abilities connected to the legacy of the Shurikengers, and within him lies an ancient power known as the Sacred Will, a force that can be awakened with the help of the Shinobi Metals, the power objects used by the Hurrikanegers and Goraigers in battle. In the special, an ancient threat reemerges, a powerful villain who captures Tenkai in order to awaken the Sacred Will for his own evil plans. That's when Tenkai's true importance is revealed. He is destined to become the Sky Ninja Shurikenger, the successor to the original Shurikenger, stepping up to help the heroes face this dangerous enemy. Tenkai's transformation takes place when he activates the Shurikenger Shinobi Metal, which glows and turns into the Shuriken Ball, allowing him to take on the suit and powers of Shurikenger. With this new form, he not only fights with great skill, but also shows remarkable courage, taking on the villain's soldiers and helping to bring down the main enemy. He uses signature Shurikenger moves, including vanishing techniques and combination attacks alongside the other heroes, proving himself worthy of carrying the mantle of the legendary ninja. After the final victory, Tenkai never appears again and does not continue into the regular series. His participation is unique, but extremely important. He becomes a symbolic hero who completes the team and ensures that the ninja legacy lives on even 10 years after the original adventures. The Conductor is one of the central characters in Russia Sentai Tokuger. Throughout the series, he appears as a mysterious yet playful figure, responsible for guiding the heroes aboard the train that connects different worlds. He serves as a mentor, always offering advice and instructions, but never directly joining the battles. However, his story takes a surprising turn in the special movie Russia Sentai Tokuger Returns, Super Tokyu 7 Go of Dreams, released in 2015. In this film, the main characters are now adults and can no longer transform, having lost the imagination that once gave them their powers. It's at this moment that the Conductor decides to step in with an unexpected action. He reveals that he now holds an important position within the Rainbow Line, the railway police that protects the worlds, and chooses to transform into a combat hero himself. Using a special device, he takes on the form of a Purple Ranger, known as the Purple Ranger, or Tokyu 7. In this unique form, the Conductor fights to protect the heroes and hold back the enemies until they are able to regain their powers. He displays surprising combat skills, standing toe-to-toe with the villains, something he had never done before in the series. Unfortunately, his transformation receives very little screen time and only happens in this movie, but it remains a memorable moment. The Conductor, who had always worked from behind the scenes, finally becomes a true ranger, proving that he too can fight when the situation demands it. Thus, his sole appearance as the Purple Ranger serves as a powerful symbol. Not only does he save the heroes, but he also reinforces the show's main theme, that imagination is the greatest strength of all.
Cedus, also known as Zeo Whale,
is an ancient Zeoman who played a crucial role in the history of Zooland. In his youth, back when the Zeomans still lived on Earth, Cedus faced a monstrous threat that endangered his people. Even though he was at a disadvantage, his determination to protect life caused the planet itself to respond, granting him the whale change gun and the cube whale. With these powers, Cedus became the very first Zeo whale, defeating the monster and casting it into deep space. His only appearance in the series takes place in episode 28 of Dobutsu Sentai Zeowerger, titled The Space Pirates Return. In this episode, after a battle with a villain, the Zeowergers discover a buried artifact, which, once touched, reveals the image of Cedus. He shares the story of Zooland and his own battle, serving as an inspiration to the current heroes. Although Cedus never directly interacts with the present-day Zeowergers, his legend and legacy are vital to the series' events. His courage and sacrifice laid the foundation for the heroes who came after him, proving that the spirit of protection and determination transcends generations.
Now Heisa Tatsui is the father of Yuhi Tatsui and a dedicated paleontologist. He is also the host of the ancestral spirit Sato. His only appearance as Ryusoul Brown takes place in episode 46. Despite looking impressive, this form is completely comical. For example, when he tries to perform his first attack on the villain, he trips over a rock and rolls at high speed until he crashes into a wall. Clearly, he has little combat skill, can barely run, and struggles to even hold a sword properly. He misses every attack and even ends up receiving a humiliating kick from the villain. All of this is explained by the spirit Sato, who says that although now Heisa may look like a warrior, he's in an elderly body, so his mobility isn't exactly ideal. Even so, he proves useful. Despite the chaos, he manages to hold off the villain for a while, giving the heroes enough time to complete their mission. Later, he even joins the other rangers in a real battle. But eventually, the spirit Sato realizes that now Heisa's body has reached its limit. The transformation is undone, and Sato withdraws from his body for good. That's why this was the only appearance of Ryusoul Brown.
Yoshiharu Igasaki is a character who appears only in a 2017 movie. He is the son of Takaharu Igasaki, the Aka ninja from Shuriken Sentai no Ninja. His story is brief, yet significant within the Sentai universe. In the film, Yoshiharu travels from the future to the past using a special technique. He arrives on a mission to prevent the imminent defeat of the Ninja and Zyuohger teams, which, according to his information, would end the legacy of the Sentai. Upon arrival, he reveals himself as the future Aka ninja, taking on the Red Hero mantle to protect the world, just as his father and grandfather did before him. During the movie, Yoshiharu joins the heroes of the past to face a common threat. He demonstrates exceptional combat skills and a deep sense of duty, traits characteristic of the Igasaki family. His presence not only strengthens the teams, but also symbolizes the continuity of the ninja legacy across generations. His morphing moment is particularly memorable, as we see him, his father, and his grandfather transform into Aka ninja together, 3 generations united in battle against evil. Their suits are identical, with only the chest sash distinguishing each generation. After completing his mission and ensuring the Sentai's future remains safe, Yoshiharu returns to his own time, leaving behind an example of courage and dedication. Though his appearance is brief, it's unforgettable, showing that the spirit of the Sentai transcends time and is passed from generation to generation. Now let's talk about a character who was a recurring presence in her season, but appeared as a Yellow Ranger only once. Kegalesia was introduced in the 32nd season of Super Sentai as the minister in charge of water pollution, a member of the antagonist group that seeks to contaminate and dominate worlds using toxic substances. From her very first appearance, she is portrayed as someone who thrives in filthy environments, acting with sarcasm and vanity, and serving as one of the recurring voices of the villain core throughout the season. Her presence marks several confrontations with the heroes over the course of the series. However, Kegalesia's trajectory takes an unusual turn years later in the film Engine Sentai Go Onger 10 Years Grand Prix, a commemorative movie released a decade after the series. In this story, a group of mechanical villains called Zontark comes dangerously close to enslaving humanity. It's during this crisis that Kegalesia participates in a sequence where, due to the temporary absence of the original Yellow Ranger, she takes someone else's transformation device and briefly becomes Kega Yellow. This transformation is a one-time, atypical event. Kegalesia does not join the heroic team nor change her alignment. The Kega Yellow form appears only in this short sequence within the movie, and the suit retains subtle design elements that reference her original identity. For example, a valve on the helmet, making it clear that this is an improvised use of Ranger power, not a new, permanent Ranger. During her brief moment as Kega Yellow, she becomes incredibly powerful and takes on the main villains head-on. Wielding a whip, she delivers devastating attacks with astonishing skill. By the end of the commemorative film, Kegalesia returns to her usual villainous role, and her transformation as Kega Yellow remains a unique, isolated event in the franchise's timeline. Power Rangers Megaforce premiered in the United States in 2013 with a team composed of the 5 main Rangers: Red, Blue, Pink, Black, and Yellow, along with Robo Knight, who appeared later. But in the original Japanese version that inspired the season, there is a character who never made it to the American adaptation: Magis, the Green Ranger. He is one of the Earth's guardian angels and possesses abilities connected to marine life, especially dolphins, symbolizing his link to the life force. Magis stood out not because he was present throughout the series, but precisely the opposite. His appearance is brief, showing up in just one episode, yet his loyalty was so remarkable that it made him one of the most memorable characters for fans. Magis was the Green Ranger and formed a strong bond with Hyde, the Blue Ranger. It wasn't just a battle partnership, but a friendship built on trust and understanding. This connection becomes even more poignant because of Magis's tragic fate. During a fight against a powerful alien allied with the Warstar army, the Blue Ranger was at a disadvantage. Magis made the most difficult decision: to sacrifice himself to protect his friend. In the confrontation, he grabbed the enemy and threw himself off a cliff in a desperate act to eliminate the threat. The fall was fatal. His final scene shows his last moments in Hyde's arms, leaving the Blue Ranger devastated by the loss of his friend. Magis is a clear example of how some Rangers, even with a single appearance, can leave an enormous impact. His courage and sacrifice became one of the most emotional moments of the original season, and a lasting reason why fans still remember him today. Power Rangers Ninja Steel had its original Japanese version in 2015 called Shuriken Sentai Ninjaner. Beyond the classic 5-member team and the 6th-member Star Ninjaner, there was an even more curious figure, Mitoener, also known as Luna. She represents one of those rare Rangers who appear only once, yet leave a lasting impression precisely because of that exclusivity. Her debut takes place in a special movie from the season where her story blends mystery, possession, and temporary heroism. Luna enters the scene when she obtains the Nin Shuriken Green, an object that grants her access to the powers of Mitoener. With this, she fights alongside the heroes, taking part in decisive battle against a rival group. But the most shocking revelation comes shortly after. It wasn't exactly Luna controlling the transformation. The suit and powers were actually being guided by the spirit of an ancient villain who used her body to act. This unusual fusion created a Ranger unlike any other, combining the strength of ninja powers with the presence of a powerful and dark consciousness. At the height of the battle, Mitoener was crucial in defeating a resurrected enemy threatening the ninja world. However, after the victory, the spirit controlling the transformation left Luna's body and disappeared, permanently ending that Green Ranger form. Even with just one appearance, Mitoener left a mark on fans' imaginations. Her design, combined with the concept of a Ranger possessed by another being, became one of the most intriguing aspects of her participation. Another interesting fact is that her appearance as the Green Ranger was never adapted for the American Power Rangers, making her an exclusive treasure of the Japanese version. This next character didn't appear in a regular episode, but rather in a special movie. Here's the story. In America, we had Power Rangers Ninja Storm in 2003. In Japan, the original season that inspired the adaptation received a commemorative special movie celebrating 20 years since its debut. In the film, we are introduced to Yunoske, a character who appears exclusively in this 20th anniversary movie released in 2023. His participation is brief, but serves as a tribute to the team's history. Yunoske is presented as a warrior from the Edo period, around the year 1803, belonging to the lineage of the Red Ranger of the modern era series. At first, Yunoske is not yet a ranger, just a highly trained ninja. The plot revolves around a threat that travels through time, seeking 4 powerful stones to grant a destructive wish, putting the balance between past and future at risk. During the confrontation, Yunoske shows courage and skill, but is initially overpowered by the enemies. At a critical moment in the final battle, the Rangers from the future send him a morpher, allowing him to transform into Oedo Hurricane Red. In this new form, he dons a samurai-inspired ranger suit, a red kimono with golden details, and a ranger helmet with long white hair, blending the look of a classic warrior with a tokusatsu hero. In this form, he becomes extremely powerful, defeating the villain's henchmen with ease. Yunoske delivers powerful attacks, defeating the villain Anja and destroying the Sky Stone. Later, he faces Oiranda, who transforms into a giant spider and defeats it as well, ending the threat once and for all. His appearance acts as a symbolic link between generations of heroes, celebrating the team's legacy and the continuity of their mission across time. In short, Yunoske is a character who, though appearing only in this special movie, plays an important role in connecting the past and present of the hero team, reinforcing the themes of legacy and continuity central to the series. Rui Adogawa is a character introduced in the special movie released in 2024 to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Tokusou Sentai Deka Ranger. He is a member of the SPD, serving as a rookie officer in the Fire Squad. Additionally, Rui is a disciple of Bonbon Akaza, the original Deka Red, and assumes the role of Premier Deka Red, an enhanced version of Deka Red. In the film, Rui is highlighted as a promising hero, trained under Bonbon Akaza's guidance. He wears a red and black uniform, symbolizing his distinct position within the SPD. His introduction serves to showcase the evolution of the Space Police Force and the continuity of the Deka Rangers' legacy. Rui demonstrates impressive skills and a strong sense of justice, traits that make him a worthy successor to the title of Deka Red. His only appearance occurs in this special movie, and there is no information about future developments or appearances in other franchise productions. Therefore, Rui Adogawa remains a unique figure within the Tokusou Sentai Deka Ranger universe, representing the new generation of SPD heroes. Zengai Red is a mysterious figure who takes on the form of a red Zenkaiger, wearing a distinctive red and gold suit. He presents himself as a new leader for the team, challenging the current leader, Kaito Goshikida, the Zenkaiser. His true identity remains unknown, and he refers to himself only as Zengai Red, without revealing his real name. Throughout the special, Zengai Red demonstrates exceptional combat skills, wielding the Geertlinger with precision and incorporating advanced fighting techniques. His presence commands respect, and he quickly earns the trust of the other team members. However, his serious and authoritative approach clashes with Kaito's more relaxed and friendly style, creating tensions within the group. The climax of the special occurs when Zengai Red faces a powerful villain, using his skills and strategies to protect his teammates and secure victory. After the battle, he acknowledges the value of Kaito's leadership and chooses to step aside, allowing the team to continue under Kaito's guidance. Zengai Red's appearance serves as a tribute to the heroes who came before in the Super Sentai franchise, representing an alternative version of the traditional Red Ranger. Although his presence is brief, it highlights themes of leadership, identity, and the legacy of the heroes who paved the way for the Zenkaigers.